Almost max it up. You know, like, so like, you know, little stories, these setbacks, you can say, oh, we want to go to third, but if the district still doesn't produce what everybody has in some scenarios because of those own. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can only get so much when. Down there, it goes on with these anyways, it's not very, you know. So now that I've got that, I basically go like a whole couple of days, just put it in the, eat that and put it into like that. But that was the, I don't want to say the hottest part, but that was the most time, I'm like, I'm not gonna stop graphic, if these don't produce it, our number was 3769. So I had to come to districts, and zoning was to produce that many.
With all this experience.
Yes, but yeah, models are for.
I mean,
it's really, it's really.
It's not even the thing about it, but-
Wow. It's interesting. I feel like. Yeah. Well, pretty average, when they actually like. A bunch of these consultants that are doing technical, actually. Maybe the wrong. So I think enough to play. But. I need to know them more to, you know, I need some. But it's like, I didn't miss the thing, there's. You know, using like some lowering stuff to be got like it's like shopping mall. What is that you spend on Best Buy, it's sort of in the highway. So they didn't do something in there, you know, like go to the office building or something, but. I don't know. There's a few, there's a new really not open, like kind of targeting. But and then what they look like, I didn't want to make.
So you don't really.
Well, the problem is, we're gonna do this kind of stuff, but then it's right around where it's, yeah, but then like one street out, it's a little bit, so I'm not going, I basically was like, I'm not gonna put in any area that's already well. Like the areas where you wouldn't allow to buy special.
Yeah.
They'll lower that, so basically.
Still make it.
Yeah, just to kind of try to like, you know, long like. So it's going to start, you know, the April's getting, you know, you go. Yeah, I'm really trying to use. Don't be sorry, I said. We're gonna get started in a few minutes, folks. Appreciate your patience. Anybody else guys?
You should just make sure you turn them outside as they go off.
All righty.
Okay. Okay, everyone, good evening. Thank you for your patience. My name is Melissa Santucci Rossi. I'm the chair of the Watertown Zoning Board of Appeals. This is our August 23rd meeting. Forgot what day it was. Summer's quickly escaping us. We have a very light agenda this evening. We will be going over some continuances to get started, and then we will get into the case that will be heard this evening. I'd like to introduce who's here tonight. All the way down to my right, we have Tony Mancini, zoning enforcement officer, Larry Fields, one of our senior planners, Shamira Perini, our clerk. And then here for board members this evening, we have member Gerard, who is one of our alternates that is joining us via Zoom and will be participating in the cases this evening. To my immediate right, member Ferris, full member and clerk to the board. To my left, member Heap, also full member. And to his left, Alexander Dale, who is also a full member, who is fairly new, but we're really, second meeting, really excited to have him back. Looks like he's staying, which is great. All right, so do we want to run over the Zoom quickly or? Oh, okay. Do you just have the statement that we? Yeah.
Would you like me to do
Yeah,
so?
go ahead. Member Ferris will just read the hybrid rules and how you can participate and whatnot. Thank
Great.
you, member Ferris.
Sure. Thanks. Thank you, Madam Chair, and my apologies to everyone for getting caught up in traffic there. Good evening. As indicated in the meeting agenda posted on the city's website, this is an in-person meeting with hybrid online access provided. The public can attend in person at the City Hall Council Chamber or join the virtual meeting online via Zoom, Watertown Cable Access, or by phone to listen in. In-person and remote participants will be given an opportunity to provide testimony during the public comment portion of the hearing. During the public comment portion of the hearing, remote participants must use the raise hand feature in Zoom, which can be found on the bottom of the screen or in the reactions tab to indicate they want to comment. The city staff will attempt to allow a participant to unmute themselves and provide testimony. Then the participant should mute themselves. If there is no response from a person with a raised hand, then staff will call on other participants and then retry, allowing the online participant to share comments prior to the board closing a public hearing. Thanks, Madam Chair.
Thank you, member Ferris. Okay. So we do have our administrative business this evening, which is the meeting minutes of July 26, 2023. Is there a motion for those minutes?
Madam Chair, I've not been able to catch
Okay.
up on them. On my apologies.
Is there a motion to table those till the next meeting?
So moved.
Motion's been made to table. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor by roll call vote. Member Ferris,
Aye.
member Gerard,
Aye.
member Heat,
Aye.
and member Dale,
Aye.
and an aye for myself. So we'll put those on for September. So the cases that are on the agenda this evening, the first case is 480 Arsenal Way. That hearing is going to be opened and continued without testimony. We also have the second matter, which is 48 North Beacon Street. That will be heard and discussed this evening. And then under our continued cases, we have 104 Main Street, which is also going to be continued to September. So member Ferris, if you wouldn't mind reading the legal notice for 480 Arsenal Street, we can open that hearing and continue it to September.
Sure. Thank you, Madam Chair. 480 Arsenal Way, hearing will be opened and continued without testimonies to September 27th, 2023. Alexandria Real Estate Equities Incorporated, ARE, special permit site plan review and amendment ZBA number 01-32 SP to replace a surface parking lot with a 6-level parking garage for the existing office lab or R&D building on site and for the adjacent Watertown Mall transformation project, master plan special permit PB-2023-01. The site amendments also include updated landscape and pathway connections. Pursuant to section 4.11D, exceptions to build to line requirements, section 4.11E, exceptions to side yard setback requirements, section 4.10, exception to height regulations, 5.05F, increased contiguous facade and building length in keeping with design guidelines, 6.01 E and G, TDM parking management for cross-site shared parking with another lot, all in accordance with section 9.03-9.06, section 9.09-9.13, And this is located in the industrial -2 I2 zoning district.
Okay, so is that hearing has been opened. Is there a motion to continue that to September 27th?
So moved.
There's been a motion made by member Dale. Is there a second? And a second by member Heap. All those in favor by roll call vote, member Ferris,
Aye.
member Gerard,
Aye.
member Heap,
Aye.
member Dale,
Aye.
and an aye for myself. So that hearing has been continued. And then before we get into the case that we're going to discuss this evening, is there a motion to continue 104 Main Street also to September 27th?
So moved.
It's been a motion made by member Dale. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by member Gerard. And then all those in favor by roll call, member Ferris,
Aye.
member Gerard,
Aye.
member Heap,
Aye.
member Dale,
Aye.
and an aye for myself. So that's also continued. Okay, so the case that we're going to discuss, member Ferris, if you would like to read the notice, just a little bit of background. This applicant was here last month and some matters were discussed. And they were advised to file a formal amendment, and they have done so in probably record time, which we will discuss this evening. Member Farah.
Thank you, Madam Chair. 48 North Beacon Street, Sarah Naturals Incorporated, doing business as AYR, requests an amendment to special permit ZBA -2020-17 SP for a condition of approval to amend the hours of operation from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. to 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. in accordance with section 5.01.5 for adult use marijuana establishment and medical marijuana treatment center. This is in a limited business LB zoning district.
Thank you. Please.
Thank you very much. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Chair Santucci Rossi, it's lovely to see you again. My name is Alicia DeAngelis. I represent Sierra Naturals, doing business as AIR. AIR is seeking an amendment to the special permit, which was initially issued by this board in November of 2020, specifically to amend condition 11, which dictates the operating hours of our business at 48 North Beacon Street. As you are all aware, after presenting our 6-month conditions report, or our operations report rather, which was subject to condition 15, the board, at that time, we asked for an extension to our operating hours from an 8 p.m. close to a 10 p.m. close. The hours of operation were dictated subject to condition 11 in the 2020 special permit. While the board unanimously approved the hours extension to 10 p.m., which is 7 days a week, on a conditional basis for 90 days, we wanted to formalize this request by filing the petition, making proper notice to abutters, and presenting this before you today. Consistent with the staff report of August 16th, we would ask for the permanent change of condition 11 from an 8 a.m. open to, which was initially an 8 a.m. open to an 8 p.m. close, to an 8 a.m. open to a 10 p.m. close 7 days a week. This is not only consistent with other cannabis retailers in the city, but is also consistent with the commercial activity on our block. We think this as no detriment to the existing use of the building, and certainly would not be a change in the activity of the neighborhood as it is now. We also want to thank you for accommodating our need to be on the August agenda in record time.
Okay. Just a quick follow-up, ma'am, and maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Did you say 8 a.m.?
I'm sorry, I meant 10 a.m.
Okay, okay. I was looking and I said, well, gee, okay, good. Thank you. That was the only clarification I had. I'm going to open it up to the board members and then we'll get to the public. Member Farris, any questions or comments?
No questions, Madam Chair.
Okay. Member Heap, I know you weren't here last month, so there was quite a bit of presentation. I'm not sure if you have any follow-up
None from me.
Okay, yep. Member Dale, any follow-up? Okay. I don't have any questions or follow-up. We did a pretty thorough job at the last
Mhm.
meeting, and that's all reflected in the draft minutes as well. I will open it up to the public. This is a public hearing. Is there anybody in the audience that has any questions or comments about this? Would like to make any comments? Come on up, Counselor.
Good evening. I'm Lisa Feltner, District B counselor in which this property resides. I couldn't make last month's meeting and I haven't seen, of course, the minutes or the presentation. This isn't on your agenda, but I just wanted to put out there, there's been a lot of complaints to me about that the rooftop HVAC was never fully screened, particularly on the Arsenal Street side. I've tried bringing this up with the planning staff, so but we haven't gotten anywhere. So I just thought I would mention that. And I guess it's kind of a question in particular. If people aren't getting answers from staff, is there a way to perhaps request to be on a ZBA agenda, or how might that even, if that's appropriate, if that even works, or?
I think if your concern is that, and I'm just going back to the conditions here, Counselor.
Yeah,
if
because
your-
I didn't pull them up myself. So.
If your concern is that there is a condition in their special permit in this particular case that they're not fulfilling, I would suggest you bring it to the staff's attention. If for some reason you're not getting a timely response, I would suggest contacting Steve and then going from there.
Okay.
And I'm
thanks.
just going through here to see,
It's 8B.
oh, 8B. Oh, thank you. Okay, so yes, condition, any maintenance business and HVAC equipment installed on the roof should be screened from the public view. So what I would like to do is bring the applicant back up. Were you made aware of this concern, or do you have anything that you want to share related to this?
We were not made aware of this concern. Without seeing an image of the HVAC equipment, it would be hard for me to make a determination whether or not, as Ms. Feltner said, is improperly screened. Certainly any maintenance issues we take quite seriously, and we need a follow-up of our with our facility staff to review that. We can certainly keep you updated on that process. I would say we would take a look at that and review the complaint to make sure that we were in compliance with the 2020 special permit.
Okay. And then just to the staff, are there any concerns on the staff side? I mean, they received a certificate of occupancy. I'm not sure if something was installed and maybe, has been,
Removed or-
removed, or hopefully didn't fly off, but
Right.
I haven't noticed it myself.
Madam
To-
Chair, at this point in time, yes, they did receive all of their sign offs when the job was complete. I do vaguely remember this being brought up, but this was with my predecessor.
Okay,
I'm not fully aware of it. I'm sure I'd be able to work with the organization to make sure it's corrected if there is an issue.
okay. So what I'd like is, per Tony, our zoning enforcement officer, if you could coordinate with him for a site visit, so we can determine that the condition is in fact in compliance. And then any corrective measures or outcomes, if you could just inform the district council so that they are able to go and take a look as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Okay. All right, if there are no other, did you want to make some comments, ma'am? No, okay. Is there anybody with us remotely this evening that would like to make any comments or questions on 48 North Beacon Street? And member Gerard as well, if you had any comments, I'm sorry.
No, none for me.
Okay,
We do have 4 people in attendance, one being me on the outside computer. So we do have 3. If you do have any comments, please raise your hand at this time. We'll call on you.
Okay.
Nothing at this time.
It's like none. All right. So moving along, Counselor, does that sound like a reasonable way to determine? We'll have Tony take a look and then we can go from there? Okay. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like Tony's gonna get on it and I'm sure we'll get an outcome from that. He's very good at making sure people are doing what they're supposed to be doing. All right, thank you. So with that, we will close the hearing, go into our business mode. I don't believe did the planning board take this up, the report? They did not. Okay. So no recommendation from the planning board. And we do have the staff report with the conditional approval. And as we can see in here, the proposed modification to condition hours of operation, changing the 8 PM to 10 PM. So is there any motions from the board?
Madam Chair, for 48 North Beacon Street, I'll make a motion to approve the amendment to the special permit to allow the modified timing.
There's been a motion made for approval for the modified hours by member Ferris. Is there a second?
Second.
And seconded by member Heap. All those in favor by roll call, member Gerard,
Yes.
member Ferris,
Aye.
member Heap,
Aye.
member Dale,
Aye.
and an aye for myself as well. Okay. Seeing no other business of the board this evening, is there a motion to adjourn? Is
So moved.
there a second?
Second.
Motion by member Heap, second by member Dale. All those in favor by roll call, member Gerard,
Aye.
Ferris,
Aye.
member Heap,
Aye.
member Dale,
Aye.
and an aye for myself, adjourned.